Bernard sat at table number 6, a quiet corner in the Old Mill pub in Brighouse, West Yorkshire, a 10-minute drive from the factory in Batley, where mattresses were born and sleep was dissected into units of comfort. His fingers nervously tapped on his pint glass, still full. Bernard wasn't a drinker, but even a maverick chemist needs a place to think, away from beakers and equations. Over the course of many years, Bernard had been chasing a dream, crafting synthetic horsehair for mattresses that would mimic the plush, luxurious feel of the real thing. His breakthrough happened in a moment of sheer unpredictability. The synthetic strands he developed were not only silky and robust, but also adaptable to an almost alarming extent. When planted into human skin, the hair didn't just stay put, it thickened and took root. Murmurs spread throughout the pub. A few men, more scalp than hair, leaned in. They'd overheard Bernard discussing his discovery with the bar manager, a distant school friend, and they were intrigued. At this stage in their lives, their diminishing hairlines were cliffs eroding into the sea of age, and the promise of restoration was a siren call. Intrigued but cautious, Bernard offered a test. A handful of the less follically blessed patrons became his initial subjects. With each day, this synthetic hair rooted itself deeper, growing thicker as if nourished by their newfound confidence. However, the permanence of it all started to seep in. In a world of disposable fashion, one-click returns and relationships that dissolve with a text message, something irrevocable was disconcerting. People began to talk, not just about the miracle, but about the implications. You can take off a hat or a wig, but you can't remove a part of yourself. The hair was permanent, as enduring as a tattoo, but far more visible. This led to quiet reflection amongst the visitors of the old mill. Decisions with no turnbacks were rare in an age of Control-Z, and the weight of that permanence gnawed at them. As the initial excitement wore off, replaced by solemnity, Bernard could see that his invention has stirred something profound. The hair wasn't just a cover for their heads, it was a lens, focusing their attitudes towards change, towards finality. The days rolled into weeks, and Bernard was back at his table, still wrestling with the scope of his invention, when one of the test subjects, an older man named Harry, approached him. Harry had been a constant in the pub for years, a relic in a place that rarely changed. His head was now a field of lush synthetic hair. He thanked Bernard, not just for the hair, but the realization that permanence has its place in a world enamoured by the ephemeral. As Bernard sat there listening to Harry, he felt the emotional weight of his work converge into a feeling he couldn't quite name. He looked around at the faces in the pub, some changed by his invention, others by the mere idea of it. And he realized that his quest for synthetic luxury had spun a thread that connected everyone, uniting them within a common framework of human experience. Bernard retreated to his factory in Batley with a different outlook. The synthetic hair would not be another product, it would be a choice, a silent contract that asked for acceptance of the irreversible as a condition for something beautiful. And so at the same place where synthetic strands had first taken root, Bernard felt a new kind of growth, subtle, meaningful, permanent. The synthetic hair remained his life's work, but its true achievement was intangible, nestled in the overlapping stories of people who discovered that some choices, once made, form the indelible print of their existence.